Hey, I'm Will with Carbomet. We're going to be playing Hadrian's Wall today. This game was designed by Bobby Hill and published by Garphill Games and Renegade Games. It is a roll and write and one of the largest ones to date. Also one of the most complex. You can play this solo or up to 6 players. I will go over how the gameplay works and teach you how to play. I will also cover the differences in the solo mode. Then I'm going to go through an entire solo playthrough and give my review at the end. Feel free to take a look at the timestamps at the bottom if you want to jump around. And thanks for liking and subscribing. It means a lot to my channel to help it grow. And so let's head down and begin. Okay, so here we have this giant amount of almost spreadsheet-like material. This is a very dense roll and write. I'll go over some different roll and writes in comparison at the end. You're going to give each player one of each of the sheets. There is quite a large selection to go through, so don't feel bad about giving it to your friends. You can always laminate the last few afterwards. But the box really does include quite a lot of sheets, even if they are not double-sided. There's a ton in there. But you will be using each sheet, or one of each sheet, for every player per playthrough. You're going to have one of these little boards that shows you progression, and you're going to choose a difficulty level shown by either green, yellow, or red. For the solo, we're going to be playing on the medium difficulty, but you can decide as a group which one you want to play. You could even probably swing playing different difficulties per player if you just remember where to stop the invasions when it happens. So in Hadrian's Wall, we are playing as the Romans who are trying to build the entitled Hadrian's Wall across the northern section of Britannia in order to keep the invading Picts out. And as you are kind of building your own sections of the wall, each player is building their own part of it. They're also kind of dealing with some of the Roman Empire and how the different benefits of the Roman Empire come into play. You're going to get traders and performers and priests and all sorts of different things, as well as you're trying to keep the invading Picts out, and the invasions will increase steadily throughout the gameplay. So each round, you are going to be flipping over one of these kind of multi-purpose invasion cards, which will give you a certain amount of resources. You're going to be choosing between one of 2 randomly selected cards from your player deck. Each player has their own deck, but since it is going to be shuffled, the order in which it came out will be a little bit different. Then you will be essentially playing a simultaneous solitaire game, where there's not really a lot of interaction between players. That's why this works well as a solo. But there is some small interactions which might matter, and I'll get to that in my review. You'll see how that works. But for the most part, you are just heads down working on your own boards until you're ready. Everyone's ready for the invasion. So you'll see that on these sheets, there are squares and circles. This is kind of the main kind of concept, is that we are essentially working from left to right. And when you cross off a square, you get whatever is inside. Circles generally mean something that is going to be a recurring bonus. You are going to be getting a variety of resources. We have soldiers, builders, servants, civilians, and then resources shown by these bricks. And you're going to be spending them to fill in boxes throughout these 2 sheets. And as you fill in boxes, you're going to be filling in symbols that will reward you symbols elsewhere or actions elsewhere. And things will kind of chain and bounce around as you work on it. So let's look at some of the different symbols that we can fill in here. So we have the left board is going to be where a lot of the score tracking is taking place, as well as a lot of the defense against the Picts. We have, important to note, cohorts, which is along the left, the center, and the right cohorts is what you will be defending against on the invasions. And there will be a random amount of each that will come out based on the turn it is. And then we have the cost is written in the gray part, and then you can fill in one of the white boxes, always starting at the left and progressing to the right as you pay those costs. So, for example, here you pay a meeple, and then you get to fill in a square. And then the next purple meeple, you fill in the next one, and so on and so forth. Sometimes you will get additional bonuses, like more resources or more meeples, as shown here. You know, when you fill in the area, you get a bonus meeple. Some things are connected by a chain, which means you will have to complete the lower part before you can fill in the upper part. And you can see there's an arrow there denoting that. Also, there are often these flags shown that have numbers associated with them, which usually means that you have to get the appropriate number unlocked before you can proceed further. For example, here, you know, you have to fill the number 2 flag in before you can take this number 2 action here. Again, with the cost showing here, and then you get what's in the square and you fill in the circle, showing that a circle is a recurring thing. In this case, each of these 2 different items, you know, the small hotel and the large hotel, can be built only after you've progressed the orange flags a certain distance. You pay the cost, you fill in the circle, and you get an immediate bonus in the square. And the circle is going to pay out each year. You're going to get a yellow resource. And there's similar examples for the blue and for these other symbols. So here we're going to be collecting renown, piety, valor, and discipline. So whenever you see one of those 4 symbols, you will fill in the furthest left square along the side here, sometimes gaining additional meeples. These will translate down the column to a different score at the end of the game. You'll note there's also another flag here for a monument, which are shown here. So you'd have to have the corresponding thing completed. So for example, to build the archway, you need gold all the way up to the 15-point level before you can build it, pay the cost, get what's inside, which is just more things. Anytime you see a hash or a pound symbol, that means that you have to write the round number in there, and you can only do those actions once per round at most. So in order to get a sword, the sword is going to be spent up here, and you'd have to put the round number in, pay the cost, and you can only do it once per round. So there's a few different places where we will be seeing this. Another example on this page is there's a meeple conversion where you can pay any colors of meeples to get a different color, but again, only once per round. We will get back to how tracking victories against the Picts or not, but you'll see that our main defenses are these shield symbols, which we will be getting through various means on the board here to fill in these areas. The level these are filled in, the cohorts are filled in, shows our defense against the Picts. And of course, you'll see that there is a divider splitting this part of the board into 3. We'd have to unlock the next section of the board, for example here, the medium granary, before you can put a single checkbox past that line. You have to unlock the next area, and then unlock the last one before you pass the last line on any of the levels. So do keep that in mind as you play. And you're going to get all those meeples building your defenses, but that's not where the game ends. That's kind of the main tracking board. A lot of the game is going to happen, a lot of the flavor of the game is going to happen on this second sheet, which is where we're going to be working with the traders, performers, priests, apparitors, or the patricians. So you'll see traders, actually rather all of them, have their own set of flags underneath that are numbered. So when you fill in squares up to a certain spot, you qualify for that flag and everything previous. And of course, anything within the square you fill in, you get immediately. The cost that you can show is either whenever you gain a symbol like that, or pay a meeple of that color. And they all have their own symbols and all yellow meeples to fill in these people here. You can get a lot of free resources and things by filling in these free meeples. But you are raising these levels so that you can build all these fun buildings and play around with all these different parts of the game here. And I'm going to go through each of these individually so you can see how they work. So we have the precincts is this section up here. And this one is very simply, as long as you qualify, so you have to have 3, 6, or 9 built, then you pay the cost and you fill in the box. So you would get all 3 of these things for filling in that box. Next we have is the market. So the market, and this works for all building types. So all buildings have a cost to build the building initially before you can go any further and actually make use of that building. So there's initial cost. You have to be of a certain level first, in this case 4. You get a reward, and then you can start interacting with the building here. The goal of the market is to get different symbols, or rather different numbers of goods, or good numbers. What I mean by that is that on different player cards, so here's an example of what a player card looks like, and I'll go into these more when I cover the start and end of the round. There is a number with goods good on. So this is the good that is a number 2 good. It doesn't really matter what it is, it's just you want different numbers. And so you would fill in the number, pay the resource, and then what you want is different goods, different types of goods. So for your first 3 unique good types, you gain one of these renown symbols. Your 4th or 5th unique good type, you get 2 for each of those. And if you manage to get the 6th unique good type, you get all 3. Anything over that, you don't claim any additional renown for that. All right, next we have the theater. And here we're just paying resources to get the things inside them. You're putting on a show. However, you can only do these once per round. So make sure you do them the right time. Then the gladiator school. Gladiator school is probably the most complicated of them. And what you want to think about is that you are raising 2 different gladiators, the red gladiator and the blue gladiator, and then you're sending them to do combat. And you're getting rewards on whether they survive or whether they die. So you have to lock the school first. Then we have different tier levels that you have to raise before you can train your gladiators to those current levels. And then it's going to cost you a purple or yellow meeple to circle one of the gladiator heads. So you have either the red gladiator, a line of red heads, or a line of blue heads. So you can have 2 different gladiators. Then, once per round, they each may fight. Which to do that, you're going to flip over a card from the invasion deck, and you're going to look at the number of the gladiator. And this is a terrible card to flip over at this time, because your gladiator is going to have to fill in, the one that's fighting, is going to have to fill in circles equal to that number, assuming you have drawn an outline around the head. You only draw up to the point where you've your maximum amount of outlines. If you have the same or a number of outlines as is filled in, then your gladiator has died. If you have more outlines than the ones currently filled in, your gladiator survives. Whichever may happen, your gladiator is going to get the reward shown along the furthest right circled, but not necessarily filled in gladiator head. So you can get some pretty good rewards, or maybe you want them to die early to get piety. All right, next we have the gardens, big and small, just gives you a bunch of different symbols. We have the small temple, medium temple, and large temple have to be built in order. It has to be, filled in order. They can be built at any time, but you have to completely fill in small temple before you can go on to medium temple. And each of these essentially gives you, for every two things you fill in, the second one's going to give you something. So you just fill in the left first. The second one's going to give you usually a piety, but occasionally also one of these kind of free pass symbols. And what those are for is that whenever the invasion overruns you, you can choose to spend one of those by filling it in or crossing it out in order to discount one of the past invasions. Then we have the baths, and I'll come back into more detail on what the thumbs up are, but these again can only be used once per round. And the courthouse is where you can just gain lots of meeples. Now, these are split into columns, so you can use each column once per round, but not the same column more than once per round. So, for example, I could use all 3 of them in round 4, but I can't use one of them twice in round 4. They have to be split up. And then last, we have the diplomats. So diplomats are going to give you more of these kind of free pass tokens, but you have to choose the left, center, or right cohorts ahead of time. So you're kind of gambling a little bit that you're gonna bust and the invasion is gonna pass through on one of those sides. But you'll get 2 kind of banked safeties in order, like for that invasion and for the designated side that you picked. And then last we have the scout. So the scout has this little map here. When you scout, you're gonna be looking at your opponent's shape. So each of your opponents to your left or to your right, or it's a little different in solo, I'll explain that in a minute. To your left or your right will have a different shape here. So this shape is what you're going to fill in. You are going to be giving that resource to your opponent in order to do this. And then you will draw their shape entirely in your box. So you can rotate it, you can flip it, but it cannot, you have to draw the entire thing somewhere in your box. You get whatever is shown, and for each completed row, you get a valor as well. Okay, so let's go back a little bit here and go over kind of the flow from start to finish of a round. So like I said, first you can draw an invasion card. Everyone is going to get all the resources that are shown here. And there's 1 good available for purchase for your market. And you would pay the bank for that goods. And then each player is going to draw the top 2 cards. One of those cards is going to get tucked in under the current round and is going to give you some endgame scoring, different endgame scoring goal. Each card is different, and they all award between 1 and 3 victory points depending on how well you complete those things. And then the other card you're going to gain the resources for. The goods is going to be usable by your opponents, and the shape is also going to be available to use your opponents. So you would normally put that over on the right side, so to show, or if everyone puts it on the same side, so everybody knows which ones they're going to be looking at. Then, like I said, you're going to get all the resources shown on your card and on the communal invasion card. You begin playing. And then once everybody is completed, any leftover resources are discarded, and we're going to start the invasion. So going back to this board, depending on your difficulty level, we're going to draw communally that many cards. So say for round 3, we're on difficulty 5, the hard difficulty, we're going to draw 5 invasion cards. So everybody's going to be looking at these cards at the same time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is pretty unlucky because we have 3 attacks on the left cohorts and 2 attacks on the center cohort and none on the right. So you better hope that you've built up the left side a little more than the right side at this point. Now, if you were able to successfully defend all attacks, then you are going to gain valor equal to the flag of that round. So that was examples from round 2, so you will gain 2 valor there. If for each attack that did not get blocked, you are going to fill in one of these circles down here, which is a thumbs down circle. So that means, so you're not going to fill in, you're going to circle, you're going to outline the circle for each attack that passed. If the flag number is larger than the number of attacks that passed, you will gain the difference in Valor. So that end game, that outlined circle is going to count as negatives against you at the end of the game. And this is why, going back to the baths, you can fill in one of those circles, turning it into a thumbs up, which is a way that you're kind of, in the baths bribing the officials that the attack really wasn't as bad as everyone says it was. And so it will not count towards you at the end of the game. But of course, this is quite expensive and is going to be done once per round. And then you will go on to the next round and so forth until everybody has completed the 6 rounds. So for difference in solo, the main difference is that you are going to be using a dummy opponent. So you're going to take the set of cards from just one of the unused player sets, and you're going to flip over 2 cards each round. And these are going to act as your left and right opponents so that you can buy goods from them or their shapes for the scouting party. Now, however, for the solo, for each item that is sitting on these cards at the end of the round, you are going to draw an additional invasion card. So that's going to get pretty nasty pretty quickly if you are doing those things. But, maybe it'll be worth it. And that is the major difference. Other than that, you complete the game, and there is a chart for kind of measuring how well your highest score did, in the back of the rulebook. And that's it. So we are going to begin here. Let's shuffle up some of these cards a little bit more since we are looking at them. I'm going to leave some of the stuff off screen. I'll try to get in as tight as possible since there's really a lot to see on these sheets that are very small. And I think we can see things there. So I'm going to hide a lot of the stuff off screen. There's my personal cards. Okay. So let's get the communal one going here. So we're going to add 2, 3, and 1. Oh, and no stone. That's not a good start. A lot of resources though. So we're going to put this over here so we can see what the good is. And then we're going to draw our 2 opponents. So we have Elf. Okay, it's a 2 and a 2 again. It's not great. The only good available to me is a 2. And then I'll take 2 of my own cards, and I'll decide what I want to score and what I want to get. So it might be good to get the resources because I have none right now because of this round's card. But that means I have to score completed cohorts, which is going to be hard. Maybe I'll try this. And I'm going to try this at medium difficulty, so we'll see how well that does. So this is going to be my card down here, and I'll get an additional yellow and a stone. And then I can just go ahead and begin. We are also going to do some resource production, right? Because we do start off with a filled-in resource on the production chart. So there's an additional one there. And I think stone is going to be more important, especially if I need to complete my cohorts. I need to get these things filled in all the way to the end, and that's a lot of stone. So let's get at least the first couple of purples going here to fill in these. There's an extra stone and a hammer. And the hammer is going to give me some resource production. Now, it might be wise to go ahead and get a precinct, but I don't have enough yellow meeples. A precinct would be great to get some hammers going, but I don't think that's going to happen. I do need to guard my walls, and I also need to start building. So what can I do here? Blues, I could add some swords. Here, let's just start expanding my walls. There's a cohort. And let's go to the right. I think we can see that pretty well on the camera. And do I want to do a second one? I might, but the diplomat could be pretty handy to protect me. I am drawing only one card. So maybe I'll just go 50-50 here and see what I can do. So there's another black meeple. This is going to give me a helmet, which is essentially a point here. And I could go and add another one in just for that extra protection. So let's go ahead. So it's a 1, get a sword, and get one more cohort done. So let's do the left side. Okay. Now precinct is a little bit out of reach. I need to get up to 3. Might be a little hard. Oh, maybe I might be able to do it here. Let's put a stone. Oh, no, actually, sorry. I can't yet. We're going to use a blue meeple to fill in the first level of the granary here, and a stone to fill in the yellow meeple. So now we can get 3, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get the small precinct, because I need to have a yellow and a purple left over, and I don't think that's going to happen. We could get the small, no, we can't get the small hotel. Well, I mean, maybe it's possible. We would need definitely some more blues. I don't think that's going to happen. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to happen. This is not a great start. So let's just start filling some things in here. I do need to start working on my traders. There's the purple meeple. Maybe I should grab, eventually get down to the courthouse. Could be good, or the theater. I can build the theater right now, and that would help me raise that. It does get expensive, but I would love to get the courthouse, but that's going to be a while, I think. So here, let's go to the theater. So there's a yellow meeple for a performer. That's going to give me a teal. And let's go ahead and build the theater. So a teal and a purple and a stone. So we've now built the theater. We got a renown for doing that. And we're going to go ahead and spend that stone to get another trader. And we could do it again to get another blue. Yeah, let's do the third one. To get another blue meeple. Can I convert a blue into a yellow right now? I don't think I can. Yeah, that's too bad. I am short 1 yellow meeple to be able to get that small precinct and get my resource production up. But I'm not going to be able to get anything here. So let's just spend these to keep expanding. So there's the blue and the purple. I don't think it's going to be good anything else right now. So he's just going to keep on working up here. Okay, so that's it for that round. Now we're going to go to our invasion deck, and we are looking at 1 card. And it's to the right where I have a cohort protected. So I am good. That means I'm going to get 1 renown, 1 valor for completing that. And on to the next round. Okay, this time we are getting 2 captains, a builder, 2 servants, only 1 civilian, 2 stone, and thanks to my earlier work, I get 2 more stone. And then let's see what my personal cards give me. Okay, a blue and a yellow. Do I want a low final disdain? I think so. If I'm going for complete cohorts, low disdain is probably going to be it. Which gives me this one. Which is not really what I don't really want large buildings, but let's do that. Okay, and then add different cards. So we have goods 5 and 3 available and 1. And let's begin. So I got lots of stone now, but I need to progress this track. So let's plow ahead here and fill this in. And another one. That's a big long one. For another yellow. And now I can fill in, I need maybe 3 more? 2, 3. You know what, let's go back up here to that small precinct we were looking at earlier. So there's a purple and a yellow, since we're already at 3 in a trader. And we're gonna go ahead and build the small precinct. So that's gonna give me a piety. It's gonna give me another hammer. And it's gonna give me another stone, which I might have a little bit too much this time. So where can I, oh yeah, you know what, I can spend my stone at the theater. I need to get built up here a little bit more though. So let's spend a captain, fill this in. And another captain to fill that in and get a yellow meeple. And maybe we can go to the theater now. 2 more yellows? Yeah, let's do it. 2 more yellows. 1 and 2. And there's purple. And now we can go to the theater. The next one, spend a stone. And this is going to give us a discipline. And a cap meeple. So that's round 2. Okay, I need to keep working on my cohorts here. I could add another discipline. That would give me a blue meeple. And then I could probably, you know, I can just go ahead and build that. Yeah, you know what, let's do it. So spend the captain to fill in that discipline. Discipline is going to give me a blue meeple, a builder. And then I'm going to spend a builder and a slave, or a servant, and a stone to make my next level of granary. Okay, so now I can spend this guy up here, not quite enough to get to the next one. And I have 4 stone. And let's just work my way across here. So there's 1, 2 for yellow meeple, and 3 for a renown. And another defense, which let's split up. We'll put in the center. Hopefully I'll get lucky. I'm going to have to draw 2 cards, so maybe it'll be 1 of each. And the last stone to get the other yellow meeple here. So now I can do some more stuff over on this side. Can I get, I've already completed my granary, so I can start expanding here. Maybe I'll spend a yellow to get the priests up, just to get that purple servant, which I'm going to spend over here to get another stone and another hammer. So it's going to get my production going for another stone, or what can I do with? Well, I can get even more stones. I could build up my wall even higher. That is an option. I can't really build anything else yet. Formers, no, I can't build anything here. This stuff's all too expensive. So why don't we start advancing traders, maybe? Or patricians. You know what, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to spend one on a patrician to get a stone. Or a resource, I guess. And then let's do resource, and fill in the cross here to get that extra cohort shield. And let's see, so far we've drawn one of each. Let's put it in the middle. Start working that center defense. Hopefully nobody flanks us. And I am done. So we are going to be drawing 2 cards this time. And we have right. Oh, and another right. Darn. Okay, so that means we get overrun. So we're going to get 1 disdain, but we also get 1 valor because the level is a 2. So unfortunately, that's already kind of messed up my final disdain because I needed 0 to get 3. You know, I might be able to build a bathhouse later. We'll see how that goes. All right, for the next round, we are adding 2, 1, 2, 2 stone. We are at 4 stone production. Woo! That went up pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see my opponents. And my 2 cards, we have either completed wall guard sections or constructed landmarks. Again, I think we're going all defense here. So we're going to go for completed wall guard sections. Oh, but this is kind of working against me because I don't need the 2 stones. Well, we'll see how that goes. And I think right off the bat, I'm just going to spend all 3 stones and just blow through the sippy here since I can. And we'll add that cohort to the left. Okay, I've not built any of these yet. I should probably invest in something like a hotel. So we are high enough. So let's do a purple, blue, and a stone and build a hotel. So that's going to give me a yellow meeple right away. And a yellow meeple each round from now on, which I think could be important. And do I want to build the next one as well? Get a free blue one? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. So I already filled in the 3 flag. So let's do 3 stone here. Gets me a blue meeple. And I'm going to get a blue one every year. Sure. Let's do it. Okay, so what I need for another precinct? I need 6. I'm not there yet. Do I want to start using the markets? Don't really know. I need to get my wall guard up. I'm drawing 4 cards this turn. Yeah, I mean, I could just add them straight on, but I feel like that might be a little bit of a waste if I can't leverage stuff elsewhere. So 5, 6. Do I want to? Oh, I'm at all 2 goods again. I'm not sure if I want to add extra cards yet, though. I could use diplomats to protect one of them. You know, I'm just gonna go for the basic strategy, I think. Let's see how far can I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Can't quite go far enough there. I don't have enough servants to make the next one. Or more stone. I can't believe I already used all my stone. That went by really quickly. But I can probably get the extra wall guard going. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Sure. There's both my captains, another discipline. And we're going to spend the blue guy here, so around 3. and get another sword. So we're going to fill in that other cohort. And let's just spread it evenly and hope I don't get, hope I don't get in trouble. Okay, I still have 3 yellow meeples. What can I work on? Start working towards the courthouse, maybe? Blue, black, yeah, sure, yeah, let's do it. So, I mean, I may have to write that bath after a while. So, let's get a blue, and then let's just do both the other ones, another one, and the captain. So that's 3. I could start a bath now. I don't have enough for another one yet, but I can spend another blue here to get another yellow meeple. So I could go the baths. I really want to get the courthouse going next round so I can start claiming free stuff. So maybe, yeah, maybe I'll throw that yellow in to the apparatories again and get that discipline going. And I still have a purple or black. Yeah, okay. Let's start working again across the top. And the black one, should I go for wall guard? Or the 4? You know, I'm going to go wall guard. All right, and that is me out of resources. So now we're drawing 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope I don't get hosed. Hey, take off a hoser. All right, so there's up, right, and up. Oh, good. Okay, I am safe. That's perfect. And that's going to give me 2 valor. So that's going to earn me a captain for next round. Okay, 3 rounds left. Let's see what we're going to get. Okay, 2 more captains. 2 builders. 2 servants, only 1 yellow. And then the stone. And then I have 4 stone on the construction here. And I get a free yellow every year and a free blue every year. So I think those are worth getting up there pretty early. And 2 cards. And what am I going to work on? So I have filled temples. I have not done anything towards temples yet, so probably not that. Complete citizen tracks is possible. So let's do that one. And I'll take this one for 2 purples. And you know what? Let's spend those 2 purples right away. Just jump right in there and get another hammer and another stone. So more stone production. And now I gotta think. I could start sending out scouts. That could give me some resources and some meeples. Oh yeah, I was gonna work on the courthouse. I'm high enough level, so 2 purples, a blue, and 2 stones. That's going to get me a renown. And that's going to give me another yellow meeple. Bonus. All right, so the courthouse, I can use each section once as long as I'm high enough. So maybe we'll bring this up a little higher. So let's see here. Blue meeple. 6 is what I need to be at. So let's do that once more. For another discipline, that's another blue meeple. All right. So now that I've got my apparators up to 6, I can do each of these once. So fill that in once for a, oh sorry, this is around 4. Now 4 for purple meeple. And I can trade a blue for 2 purples, around 4. And since I'm already up to 6, I can trade a purple for a blue, also around 4. Okay, so that's giving me a lot more things to work with. But I still gotta keep building that protection. Here, let's 2 more. So discipline. And cohorts. Let's go left this time, which gives me another discipline. And how far can I go? 3 more. I don't think I'm going to make it. Here we need to start building down here again. So let's do 2 more so I can get that yellow meeple. And then I can fill in the 2. Actually, the one, the sippy gives me a yellow up here. And then I can do, before I spend the stones, what do I want to work on? Do I want to raise the market? The market, I think the market's usually pretty good. It's gonna make it a little more dangerous for me though, is the problem. Okay, well, you know what, let's do it. So yellow, get up to a 4. And it's gonna be a blue, a purple, and 2 stones to build the market. So that gives me a renown. And it's gonna cost me a stone. And, oh, you know what? This is gonna go over here. And that's gonna give me the 6. And that is worth a renown. You know what? Let's do another yellow here. That gives me another stone. And I'm good for 5. Let's. Oh, this is gonna be painful. Okay. You know what? I may not see 2s again. Oh no, there's lots of 2s. I feel like there's lots of 2s. So let's do the 1. Okay, so the 1 is another unique one. That's another renown for another yellow meeple. Okay, so I've drawn 2 additional cards now. So we're up to 8. No, sorry. This round is 6 cards. It's not gonna be enough. What can I do? I have not a lot and no stones. Could get 2 swords. What can I get over here? Any more stone? My piety is very low. My valor is low. What am I doing with my life? Oh, I can build a medium precinct. No, I can't. Oh, I'm short 1. Blue's not. Oh, I could raise it and then do it. Yeah, you want blue to raise this one, and then black to keep going to get a yellow, and then spend a yellow to raise my traders, and then 2 yellows and a purple. Oh, painful. To get the next precinct. So this is going to be a discipline, which is a blue, a hammer, more resources, and a stone for nowsies. So let's fill that in. And that stone for now, oh, I don't quite have enough to get another cohort. This might be bad. Oh no, I do. Blue, fill in. And then stone on the sippy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but cohorts. I'm at 3, 2, and 2. Let's do the right side. It's going to give me discipline. All right, and let's see if I get lucky because I am out of resources. And I'm drawing 2 extra cards. So that's 6, 7, 8 cards. Holy moly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to get it exactly if I want to not die. Essentially. Thanks to that solo rule of drawing extra cards. Okay, up. Up. Left, so far so good. Up, I've lost already. Left, I'm good there. Right, I'm good there. Right, I'm good there. Oh, up again. So that's 2 that has overrun. I've overrun by 2. Darn. And the flag is a 3. So I only get 1 valor. I thought if I would go in heavy into the building here, maybe I went too far into other stuff. I think I shot myself in the foot, spreading out a little bit too thin, buying too many things. Dang. Okay, well, 2 more rounds. 2 captains, 1 builder, 2 servants, 1 civilian, 2 stones, and then 6 more stones. I'm just going to leave these out, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And additional yellow and additional blue. Okay. And so let's see what my opponents are up to. 1 card of 4 cards, and then what am I up to? Gladiator strength? Nope. Completed scout columns. Also haven't done that, but I'm more likely to do that than gladiator. And this is going to give me another purple and another stone. All right, let's go. So first, let's trade. We have a 4, which we haven't seen yet. So we're going to put a 4 there. And that's the 3rd unique, so that's just a single renown. We've already seen the 1s. Okay. And what can I build here? Yeah, let's put the blue guy in here. So it's going to give me a discipline and a cohort. Discipline, cohort. Yeah, let's spread out. Go up. And that gives me another discipline. And that gives me another blue meeple. I need to build my wall. So let's go 3 to get all the way across here. So there's a renown. There's a yellow meeple and a blank. And then let's do 1 more to get that renown and 1 more cohort. The renown gives me a yellow meeple. And let's put a cohort on the left. Okay, we could do 3 more right away, just to shore up those defenses. So fill that in, a yellow meeple, and a cohort, and let's go right this time. And I'd have to expand if I want to do any further that way. Let's jump over here for a minute, first of all. I haven't put on a play for a while. Kind of lost track of that. But I do want to get my courthouse going, so I need 5, 6, and 7. So let's throw in a yellow meeple here, and he's going to give us a captain. And then let's claim all 3 of these. So this is round 5 for purple. Then we're going to spend the blue to get 2 purples in round 5. And then we're going to spend one of those purples for another blue. Okay, got lots of purples. I need another stone to get across here, though. Where can I get stone easily? Scouting columns has not worked. I could get stone, yeah, pretty much just from down here. Or I could finish the traders. Theater costs too much stone. I mean, I'm rolling in stone, but it's still too much. You know what? Okay, so 3 yellows. Let's do the whole thing here. So it gives a blue. I know you should do these one at a time, but renown and a stone. There's a renown. And now I can build. Oh, or do I want to build a large? Oh, I don't have enough of the large precinct. That would have given me a stone. I could have done. No, I couldn't have done that yet. So where was I? Oh yeah, I need to build my granary. So blue, purple, and 2 stones. Large granary, that gives me a renown. And I can now start walking across the board here. So let's do 3 purples. And go ahead and get that stone and that hammer. Get my production up even higher. 3 more captains. There's discipline and a cohort. And let's spread that evenly. So I got 4 in each now. Okay, so that's good in there. Don't have any unique numbers. Blues, sure. Spend both to walk across here and get a yellow. And what can I do with 2 yellows? If I only have 1 more yellow. Oh, okay. Stone. Haha, watch this. Stone on my wall. It's going to give me a renown, which is going to give me a yellow meatball. There we go. And I can build a large precinct. Purple and 3 yellows. And that's going to give me another renown, a hammer, and a stone. Look at that. I didn't think I could make it, and then I did. And then for that or stone, do we want a renown or a yellow meeple? What would my yellow meeple be for right now? If I got a yellow meeple, here, let's hold on to that stone until I'm ready. For that yellow meeple, I could add discipline. Performers are not really high enough for anything. I don't have the stone anyways. Apertoire, yeah. Or I could just add a renown. Let's do a renown. Might as well, because I don't really need to bounce too many more resources right now. So let's do that. Okay, that's in the round. We're drawing 8 plus 1 is 9 cards. Ooh, which is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 4 in each. So let's see if I can live. Up, left, right, left. So we're 2, 3 left, 4 left. Oh my gosh, the cards are killing me. 5 left. And up and up. It's the 5 left. The cards are just hosed me this time. All right, so I've got another disdain. And 2 valor, which is going to give me another captain. Ah, painful. Okay, last round. We are getting 2 captains. Blue, 2 purples, 2 yellows, a stone. And then we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stone. And an extra blue and an extra yellow. And then my last 2 cards, we have completed wall sections and resource production. My resource production is going to be max. So let's... Oh, only if I have another purple. Where am I going to get another purple? Oh yeah, I'm going to get more purples. Okay. Resource production is going to be easier. Just in case. Okay, and then that gives me a builder and a stone. So I'm rolling the stones now. Let's do the easy things first here. So we're going to go over to the courthouse and where I need to be up to 8. So let's spend a yellow to get a discipline. And this is the last round. We want to complete citizen track, so let's do one more. Get that blue meeple. So now we can claim. So purple in round 6. Spend the blue. Get 2 purples. Round 6, and then spend the purple to get the blue. Come on. We got a blue in round 6. Okay, that's complete. Do we have any unique numbers? Oh, we don't have any unique numbers. Oh, I didn't. I didn't flip the cards yet. 4. Oh, 4 and a 1. I need better numbers. All I have is 6, 4, and 1. We're having all the 2s. I mean, I could do a random flip off the top, but is that worth it for 2 renown? I don't know. We'll see. Because, I mean, it's potentially a lot of renown if I get lucky. Yeah. I can get a purple and blue. Yeah, let's just finish building first. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. Only 4. Let's do it a little bit at a time. So there's 2 to get that yellow meeple. Let's do a wall to get a yellow meeple. And let's do all 3 guards. There, discipline, and the cohorts. Discipline gives me another blue. And the cohort is going to give me a valor. It gives me nothing. 3 purples is going to end it for me. So let's just do that right now. 1, 2, 3. So resource production is now max, and I have an extra stone. So that's 3 points there. And let's see. Let's do 2 more builders there, and a yellow. And now I can put a stone up here on the sippy and get another cohort. And that's going to be another valor, which is going to be another captain. I need more captains. You want a last builder and discipline and a cohort. Discipline and cohorts. Let's get, oh, do we want more discipline or the valor? Let's go more discipline. Let's go center. Discipline, because that's going to give me a valor there. Okay, I think 2 more stone now on the wall. Give me a renown and a cohort. Renown gives me a yellow. And a cohort gives me another valor. Still gotta get my last 2 cohorts going. So I can just spend 3 stone now. Get a yellow maple. And another one thing and a cohort. Fill in, let's do the right to get a discipline. Okay, I still need to figure out how to get the wall across. That's gonna be a little more challenging. You got a lot of yellow maples and a fair amount of stone. I could just max out a track. We do want completed citizen tracks. I only have 2 right now. We do want 4. So let's do two yellows here. Hold on. Nope, sorry. Yeah, you want to do anyways. 2 yellows here and get our captain. And then 2 more further down. But then we'll get the max performers. I'm gonna have extra resources. What can I build here? Let's see. I've got my discipline and my renown are max. Can I build an arch? Way would be a blue and 2 stone. Okay. The discipline version would be a blue. Yeah, it's all blue. It's all blue. Any more blue guys? The archway would get me renown, which is what I need to finish that. So let's figure out me a blue guy. So let's go 1, 2. Get a purple. And then another one for renown. And another one for a blue meeple. And then we're going to go blue meeple and 2 stones to build. Oh, I was wrong. That one gives me a statue. Oh, okay, this one. Yeah. The archway, which gives me 2 valor. 2 valor gives me another black meeple. And then I can spend all 3 black meeples to finish this. Meeple, discipline, ooh, another blue meeple. And a cohorts, which gives me another discipline. I never did use the baths. It's kind of too late now. It would be, oh yeah, it's too late. I'm going to be losing 7 points from 4 attacks. So completed cohorts is done. Found disdain. Sucks. Oh no, 4 is 1 point. I still get a point for that. Wall guard sections is done. Citizen tracks 1, 2, 3. I only have 3, so it's 1 point. Scout columns is none, and resource protection is max. So overall, it's not too bad. And my 2 purple meeples might get wasted, but I do have enough to build another one of these landmarks. Because I've done the archway, I could do the statue. Yeah, and that would give me some bonuses. So the statue is going to be, which is the discipline one, blue and 2 stones. I think it's going to give me 2 renown. And that's going to give me a piety. And all I'm left with is 2 purple meeples. So I could convert them into like a yellow or something. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with it though. I've kind of blown out the market. That was a waste. I can't put on a show because I don't have a stone. I really need stone to build. Stone. Well, no, I can't do that. So I think the best I can do is just convert him into a yellow and take something off. It's not really helpful. Well, sure. Round 6. Take a yellow. And those are maxed out, so sure, let's add it there. Whatever. Okay, let's see if I survive. Nothing on here. We're drawing 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I better survive. I've got maxed out cohorts. Maxed. So right, left, right, left, up, left, up, right on. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still good. Right and left. Pretty even distribution. Nothing has passed me, so that means I get 4 valor. 1, 2, 3, and 4, which gives me discipline. And a discipline gives me a piety. And a piety gives me a purple meeple, but that doesn't matter. Okay. Well, that went okay. So let's see how far we got here. So for yellow, we have 18. For piety, it was not very pious. I got 3. For valor, 17. For discipline, 21. We'll go back to the path cards. For disdain, I have 4, so that's -7. And path cards, let's see, completed cohorts, yeah, so 3, 4 for 1 disdain. Wall guard sections is all done, so we're up to 7. Citizen tracks, I have 3 of them, so that's 1 point, 8. None, and all of them is another 3. So 8, 10, 11. 11 points for the path cards. Okay, and then let's do some math and figure this out. Okay, 63. And how did I do? Probably not that great. Oh, this okay, it's not that bad. The Praefectus Castrorum. So not a super high score, but it's in the upper levels. Not bad. Okay. Well, let's head back up and give my review. As you can see, it is a very meaty roll and write game. I mean, it's meaty for any kind of game, let alone a roll and write game. But it's all it all comes down to comboing. But once you get into the flow of it, you don't need to think too far ahead. You kind of need to have some goals and things you're aiming for. But there's usually enough ways to kind of massage things to get around. You can take as long as you want to think or not. I don't want to go too far. So, all right, let's break things down here. So first, components, standard meeples, very much the same as you see in most of the Garphill games. You know, they work, they're good. You know, stone cards, you know, are decent. Cards, linen finish, you know, pretty nice standard cards. You know, the boards, for what little there is functional. I don't know why they had it as a puzzle piece. Probably easier than putting in the fold, because you can just make a bunch of them. And then the pads. The pads, you know, the color looks nice. I mean, they could have done double-sided, but with how many they give you, it was not necessary for them to go double-sided on these. You know, but the printing is clear. The graphic design is very well done for how much there is going on here. It is clearly laid out so that once you know what you're looking at, because there's initial kind of shock when you see just a sheer number of things to check off on here. But once you kind of see that they're in separate boxes and they're color coordinated and there's flags that you need to achieve before you can progress to the next stage, you know, everything is pretty simple to grasp. The most challenging, probably being the gladiators, is the most kind of finicky. But, you know, for the most part, there's like some pretty interesting little mini games here, like the gladiators, or getting the different market goods, or like the scouts. There's some interesting little things here, a little bit of betting, and of course, plenty of ways to, you know, build your engine and your resources and get more things coming in and use those in different unique ways. You know, I haven't even touched half of the board here, so you can see, you know, the pink and gray and black areas were completely unused, or the browns, or patrician areas are completely unused. So there's really a lot of room here for play, for different experimenting with different paths and things to do. It might depend on what cards come out first for you, is, you know, kind of what you're aiming for. I went in starting thinking that I wanted to go heavy on cohorts. I still kind of got screwed by the cards. And that kind of comes down to my first, you know, negative of the game is you are at the whim of the luck of the cards. You know, if you just happen to draw a bunch of one sides of the cohort, you're going to get overrun. There's no way to know that. And while you could kind of mitigate a little bit of that with the you know, the diplomats and things like that, you know, there's only so much you can do to mitigate. A bad draw is going to be a bad draw. With multiplayer, you're going to be probably all you know, seeing that terrible draw at the same time, so it balances out. But for solo, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, because, you know, you could be doing extremely well, but then it just drags you down just by sheer luck, right? Like I lost 7 points from basically luck, because I had a pretty well balanced cohorts. If they were equal across the board, I would have been fine, but they ended up being heavier in one way or the other. I really had no way to know. Okay, so there's very little player interaction in this game, which I don't mind terribly, but I think I would recommend this most as a solo game, because the player interaction is only giving each other a resource, either for, you know, the good, or for the row, the scouting action. You know, in Meeple, that's pretty much the only time you're ever going to interact with other players at all. And while it's fun if you enjoy, you know, this game and just want to play it in the company of good friends, that's fine. But you're not going to be talking or cajoling or anything much, because you're so focused on this, you know, combo-tastic game. And I have found that because of the way that you're giving resources to others, the faster players will actually have a have a handicap. It's actually bad to be fast at this game because receiving resources earlier in the round helps you plan for those better. If you were basically done already and finished, and then your opponent hands you a resource, you may not even be able to use it because of how you've worked out or ended that round. It could just be gone to waste. So it's kind of strange that, this game it benefits AP players, which is strange. It is very minor though. Like even if someone's going heavy on those strategies, it's only a couple of resources, maybe 1 or 2 per turn max. So it doesn't change a lot. But it's weird that that's there. That's even part of the game, especially with a game that's so solo player focus as this one. So as for the game itself, I love it. There's just something in my brain that it starts sparkling whenever I am bouncing combos left, right, and center, where I fill in this thing, that lets me fill in this thing, gives me one of these, and I can spend that to get one of those. There's so much chaining things back and forth that if you like this kind of game, if you like those kinds of roll and write games, or where it gives you this constant drip of rewarding goods, almost like you can almost compare it to a cell phone game that's just pretty lights and pictures and tapping on things. This is kind of the big brainy version of that. You are getting a constant slow drip of endorphins as you are gaining things throughout the game. So, that's fun. I like that. I like games with a little bit of engine building, with some progression. I like games that, you do have to think, but there are multiple routes that you can take or plan, and they all seem pretty viable. With a little bit of luck, but not too much luck. It just sings for me. There is so much in here to like. It is definitely a more complicated game. I would keep this for. I probably wouldn't encourage you to teach this to new players unless they are experienced with really complicated games or very bouncy mathematical games like the Gauntlet Clever type games. This is almost like a scaled up version of the Gauntlet Clever roll and write board games. Now, last thing is you might be asking, is this the biggest and best roll and write on the market? And that still remains to be seen. We have Roman Roll, which was a David Turksey design. I think should be played on, it should be pieces. It didn't need a board. A board makes the game, the roll and write part of the board actually makes the game kind of worse, which is unfortunate. But now we have Twilight Inscription has entered the ring, where you have essentially not just 2 sheets, but 4. And they're big and they're full of stuff to fill out. I don't necessarily think that one is more complicated. While there's more going on, it seems a little more simple to grasp. Whereas, remember how the different mini games work? It's almost like each of these mini games is one of the big boards in Twilight Inscription. No, I haven't played that one multiplayer yet. There seems to be a lot more direct confrontation and interaction for multiplayer. We'll see how that goes. But meanwhile, I do give Hadrian's Wall a very high recommendation. I enjoy it quite a lot. And it is great just to sit down with a cup of coffee or something and just color in boxes for the next hour or so. So anyways, thank you for watching my review. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.